Hello again, it's Garson, and you know what? Yesterday on the stream, we were talking about something I actually really like talking about, which is builds, multi-classing, and War Cleric. So, we're going to talk about War Cleric. I actually have a few flavors for you, but they're all a little Radiant flavored. Sorry for being a little too, typical, but you'll see it. You'll be pretty impressed by these, I think. It's a little fun, but as always, I'm going to talk about the builds in detail, 1, 2, 3, different multi-classes, and even a pure example, and I'll go into that later because I'm going to babble on about all this stuff. Before I do, let's get out our cool little Planar ally here. We'll get some long strider. I do have some mods to make things a little easier, just some quality of life mods. But otherwise, this is stuff you can do in vanilla because I need to shut up and show you how it's done. Alright, ready? So Halcyon, let's get some Crusader's Mantle. Let's get to it. Ready? Burn 'em. Just add some reverb on that guy. Alright, Jaheira. Jaheira's got some extra buff. Check this out. So this would normally be concentration. Let's pretend I'm still concentrating. Bonus action, Divine Favor. Now all my attacks have even more radiant damage. In fact, with the legendary bow, we can get to work with some more radiant damage. Look at that. Oh my god. Let's pull up the damage numbers. Shazam. Look at that. Okay. I'm going to fire off, and this guy's probably done. Ooh. Just brutal. Brutal. Let's get in position over here. Alright, we have a Deva. So, what we can actually do is bring him over here. Check this out. We can bonk him if we miss, whatever. Look at that. Pretty crazy damage. Okay, Shadowheart, funny enough, she can go ahead and say, how about... You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead, cast this. Spirit Guardians. Actually, I'm just going to cast a light Spirit Guardians because I know what I'm going to do. Ready? Okay. And since the Deva already attacked, I'm going to actually sink him. Now he can't be targeted. Okay. And also, I'll run up, get my free attack in, and if this guy tries to run, I can still attack him. Do you want to know how? With reactions. And Halcyon, he's going to go ahead with Nature's Wrath. We'll stand right here. Alright. We want the boys to come over here to us. Come on over. There you go. Team has a lot of control and damage, trust me. Especially on the Radiant end. Oh no! That's good. I like you up there. Hey, opportunity attack! Cool. Oh, I'm gonna miss, so Guided Strike. Check that out. There we go. Counter that great weapon master. Oh, you miss? You get reverb. Haha. Oh yeah. Let's go. Not like that, Murphy. Oh, got my radiant orbs. Oof. Oh, reverb. And you got a little burn. Alright. So, let's go ahead, kick it up a notch. Let's say I'm done with Divine Favor, because now I got some Radiant damage. I'm gonna go crazy. Sicko mode. We do have volley on this build, so what happens with volley, right? We can go ahead, striking about... How about these two right here? Boom! Look at that, guy's done. Now we can hit the robot and this guy. Oh, I'm about to miss. Boom! And then we have our bonus action attack from War Cleric. Look at that. Done with that charge. Pretty worth it. Alright. And what about the Deva? So Deva, how about you go harass somebody? I can't do anything about it because you're Sanctuary. Let's clonk this guy. Almost. But it's cool. There we go. We'll get Jaheira over here. Back in the Crusader's Mantle. Oof! No, my Spirit Guardians. That's okay. Because there's a bigger threat I want to use my concentration on. Oh no! I missed you the first time, but this time I got you. Nope. Alright, so, check it. So, clerics don't actually get hold monster, but war cleric does. So, definitely nice little perk there, among many, right? And, let's see. This person, while I'm concentrating on them, you say, oh, but you didn't attack this turn. I know, I didn't attack this turn, but I can also just kind of send out a heal if I need to. How about we give Halcyon? Anybody need a heal? No, we're good. I'm not going to sank. So, normally I should be able to use my bonus action, but whatever. Game's not letting me do it. It's being silly. Alright, cool. So now what about Halcyon? Let's see what he can do. So he said, you know what? Forget the Crusader's Mantle. I'm going to do that. Spirit Guardians, and then anytime I hit with Radiant, I'm also gonna go ahead, hit him with that. There we go. I can bonus action. Check this out. We can get a critical hit. Whenever I use Fainting Attack, this would give me advantage. That doesn't matter right now, but what's pretty cool about this is I get critical hits guaranteed. So I get that dice damage added in from my Battle Master attack. That's critted up. And then I hit him again, get some free crits. What I can do is come over here, do fancy footwork. Try to hit me. There we go. Alright. And of course, Jaheira can just walk up and crit this guy. Boom! And we go another kaboom! Alright, another. Uh-oh, he's dead. Time to run. Alright, if I use my bonus action on something like Click Heals, obviously I get more speed, but also I don't have to waste another one of my charges if I don't need it. And of course, volley time! Ooh, I'm about to miss, so give me a accuracy. Kaboom! Yeah, oops, sorry. Somebody died. Well, we tried to be good people, but, you know, sometimes casualties in war. War! And then we have our extra attacker. Ooh, nice job. Ooh, got me. Nice job. But is it enough? No, no, no. No, we're ensnared. Looks like Big Bear Halson's gonna have to get down there. So if you use a bonus action, again, you don't have to waste one of your charges. And save it for later. Come in there, beat the crap out of them. So they just got reverb, which means they're now prone. Sucks for them because this is gonna hurt. Alright, here we go. Our Crusader Halson. Alright. I can't reach you, that's okay. I have Titan String Bow. Well, we're still too close, but whatever. Lucky shot. It's awesome. Alright. And then, of course, you can come in and just bonk them. We don't always have to cast. And then we can use our bonus action, or we can use our Great Weapon Master. So yeah, pretty nasty slaughtering. Sorry, guards. But today, we are talking about War Cleric. As always, I'm gonna bust out the notes. Shazam. Boom. Okay. But I have 3 powerful builds I will go over in just a moment. First up, foremost, the Clerics of War, the War Cleric. Thank you for watching. If you want to support the channel for any reason, I've been having like subs like crazy lately, really good support, and even awesome comments, but regardless, if you want to support the channel, just keep watching. Otherwise, we'll talk about it later some other ways. I'm pretty sure you're here for this. What War Cleric? Is it good? Yeah, I think it's really good. I'm going to show you some examples later in exact builds, but let me talk about it. Let me ramble. And with that being said, I realize my videos get pretty long, so here's the challenge for today. Can we make it under an hour? You know, a little tongue-in-cheek humor, but let's get right into it, see if I can beat the challenge, right? So what about Cleric subclasses? What's the point? My point of view, and we're going to show some builds in more detail, right? I know Shadowheart's hiding behind the notes over here. Gale right here is just the main character, so he said, no, I take the first slot, all right? But yeah, I'm going to go over Cleric real quick, then the actual subclass, not in full detail or anything. What I think the point is of War Cleric, and then my point of view, and then we'll go over build time. All right, so Cleric itself, if we actually look at a full dedicated Cleric right here from Shadowheart, let's get into her build. All right, so Shadowheart is a full level 12 War Cleric. Can it be good? Of course. Lately I've been championing pure classes. That means no multi-classing, just go straight 12 levels. Some benefits to that, but let's just look at Cleric however you choose to do it. Whether you multi or go pure, you are a full caster. What I mean by that is you can reach level 6 spells, and every level is usually giving you some kind of benefit to spellcasters. So if you're ever looking on a wiki or something, you're like, I don't get it, I'm not getting everything every level. Yes, you are getting something every level because of this. You can go all the way up to level 6 spells, which means if we actually look at the catalog for Cleric level 6 spells, if you stay in this category, you'll get something as powerful as Blade Barrier, Create Undead, Harm, Heal, Hero's Feast, which is pretty good, and that Deva, the Planar Ally. Deva is one of those choices there, but of course anything and everything underneath, which means things like Guiding Bolt can cast into more powerful versions if you're willing to spend that slot on a spell like that. Like, look at Inflict Wounds. This doesn't seem that crazy, but it is a D10. Look how D10, 8D10 on Inflict Wounds. By the way, this is a melee attack roll. It can crit. So that's kind of crazy if you comboed it with a hold spell. Yeah, pretty wild. Alright, you are a spell caster using your wisdom. So Cleric, anytime you're using Cleric spells, or if you multi-class correctly, you'll be going off your wisdom stat for spell save DC and your spell attack, right? So just keep that in mind with Cleric. You do know your spells. What I mean by that is, if you're like, I don't need Inflict Wounds for this fight, we're going to need the Guardian of Faith, I just swap it out, and bam, I can change it on the fly as long as it's out of combat. You do have Channel Divinity. Every subclass for Cleric is going to use this cool short-term resource, and every Cleric is going to get Turn Undead. It's kind of one of their little perks, but you saw me use Guided Strike. That is the War Cleric class Channel Divinity, okay? You get one of these on short rest. Actually, you're supposed to get, if you go far enough into Cleric, you'll actually get 2 of these on short rest. So that's 6 in total if you're not using a Bard, because you have 1, 2, 3 short rest periods, right? Alright, so medium armor and shields is actually a very good perk to get, even if you're a caster. It means you can raise your armor class, keep yourself safe, and there's a lot of good medium armors, like luminous armor here. And then there's everything underneath, right? Everything in between. Also, as you can see, we can use martial weapons like this. Okay, so clerics get simple weapons and clubs and whatnot, okay? But they can all use shields, so shields very powerful at raising your armor class, not to mention special shields like this can give you some perks. So just having that with the class is really powerful, right? And then simple weapons, as I said. So even if you don't go War Cleric, you would be able to use a few weapons and some shields and some medium armor. So your proficiencies are actually very good for this subclass. Okay, Cleric subclasses on the first level is also a pretty unique trait. So if there was a specific perk you wanted, not just from Cleric, but a specific war, like subclass like War Cleric, you're gonna dip in. Even level 1 gets you this choice here. And those could be very powerful choices, because War Cleric, right off the bat, does get heavy armor. If we look at Halsin here, even though he's a fighter mix, he does get the heavy armor proficiency, so you can wear heavy plate armors, okay? You can do martial weapon proficiency, right? So Shadowheart, because she's level 12 Cleric all the way, she could use heavy armor too, but she can use any martial weapon. There you go. So that's why I can use, say, the glaive and whatnot, beyond racial, depending on, you know, maybe half elf gets that. But if that's not the case, thanks to your subclass, you can choose these. You can attack on a bonus action. So, point set, gain extra resource, blah, 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 blah. So basically, I'll try and look it up for you on the class itself. It's called War Priest charges right here. When you make an unarmed or weapon attack, you can spend a War Priest charge to make an additional attack as a bonus action. Okay? So, not exactly a full martial where you get an extra attack like Halsin here. He went into Fighter. So Fighter's going to give him the normal extra attack. Okay? So, ba-boom. Pretty cool. You can get an extra attack, especially on honor mode changes. The way this is going to work is on your first action in a turn, you're going to be able to attack twice. If you get Bloodlust or Haste or anything, you're only just going to attack one more time. So it's a little nerfed in honor mode, which I really like because it also indirectly buffs certain things like this. Okay? But yeah, you have your extra attack on bonus action, using your bonus action, but it's only per long rest. So what I mean by this is there's a bit of an investment payoff for going deeper and deeper into the subclass. You get more of these charges, but you also get 3 for a level 1 dip, which is pretty powerful, depending on how you use it. Alright, so Divine Favor. This is, we'll talk about Divine Favor a little more specifically, but for now, just know you get it for War Cleric. It would normally be concentration here. Alright, this would be a concentration spell, and it does adds a little radiant damage to any weapon attack, so that means ranged or melee, and it's for 3 turns. So, you know, it's good. It's cool. It comes with level 1, and it's a War Cleric exclusive. I think the only other way to get it is Paladin. Guided Strike plus War God Blessings. You saw that on reaction. What I can do is blow my Channel Divinity charge, my short rest resource, and I can guide my own strike, or later on deeper into War Cleric, you can get War God's Blessing. It's the same thing, but I can give it to somebody else. This adds plus 10 to your attack roll, your accuracy roll, right? So if you're about to miss, this could be a very powerful change, especially if you're about to smite someone with your Paladin. You can give that Paladin that extra accuracy, and they'll get that smite in, you know? So very powerful, you know, resource kind of support, not only because you can use it on yourself, but also you can use it on others, right? Magic weapon, lol, magic weapon is ass. Sorry, I had to say it. I should just blurt that out, but honestly, I'm just not even going to filter myself. It's bad. It's great when you don't have to concentrate on it, so I will talk about this, but you want a mod for this. Crusader's Mantle, also bad. Crusader's Mantle is something you get for War Clerics, right? It's kind of unique to them. There's other ways to get Crusader Mantle, but I'm pretty sure it's exclusive to War Cleric. Otherwise, it's just always prepared for War Cleric. But this is 10 turns of concentration, and now everybody in your field, like, what is it, 30-foot range, will now be getting some extra radiant damage. This is good and bad at the same time. I'll kind of go over it in a moment, but it is an exclusive. Stone Skin, it's a spell. It's unique. What it is basically concentration on, let's see, who has it? Pretty sure Shout at Heart. It's a higher level spell. Stone Skin is a level 4 spell, and you'll half damage on bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing on non-magicals, which is pretty much what the enemy's going to use. But yeah, you have to concentrate on this, but it's until long rest, and okay, you know, it can give somebody resistances, but in practice, it's not the craziest thing. Divine Strike, though, this is kind of cool, because if you go deep enough into your Cleric, especially War Cleric, you're not going to be able to get that extra attack from your multi-class, okay? So at least you do get more like pseudo extra attacks with your bonus action. And then also you can enhance them with this little mini smite. Most Cleric subclasses has a version of this. This one is going to adopt whatever your weapon type damage is. You're going to use it right here. And it does work on ranged, unlike actual smite. You can do this for ranged weapon attacks as well. So you can do like a, you know, a holy archer, even just as a pure war cleric. But yeah, other subclasses, this might be radiant or poison or something. For war, it's just going to adopt whatever your weapon damage is, okay? That's what makes it unique. So level 8 gets you that. And then Hold Monster. This is actually a big value, although I could make an argument about just using scrolls. It's nice to have this. It's kind of surprising that Cleric gets Hold Person, but not normally Hold Monster. So this is a War Cleric exclusive. So when people ask me, what's so special about War Cleric? Well, for the deep investment, that's pretty good. And then Cleric is OP. So just in general, because Cleric is OP, War Cleric is OP. Alright? You do have crazy things like Blade Barrier, Guiding Bolt's pretty decent for a spell attack. Like I said, Inflict Wounds is extremely strong. You have Enhanced Ability, you have Hold Person skills, you have Insect Swarm. I mean, I can go on and on about the class, but like I said, I'm trying to reduce the video size. But yeah, you have powerful things like Bless. Sanctuary as a bonus action is very powerful and keep somebody alive until they're recovered. Then they can go attacking again. Later on, you do get Hero's Feast, you get the Planar Ally, and so on and so forth, okay? Aid is pretty underrated. You can just upcast Aid and give all your guys a lot more HP. It's a level 5. Everybody gets not only healed 20, but what it's really doing is enhancing your HP to 20 more. So, and that gives everybody that bonus. That's why Halsin has a monstrous 174 HP. He's got this. He's got the Aid on top of him. He's got the Hero Feast. So yeah, Cleric is pretty OP. Trust me. And especially if you build it right with the gear. Okay, so what was the point of the video? No. The point of the subclass. I mean, I'm not going to claim to know. I'm not the D&D developers for the 5th edition, which is what Baldur's Gate is kind of originated from. I'm not going to say I know from what Baldur's Gate 3 devs decided to change or keep the same. But the way I see it is you can be a caster straight up, but you can still kind of be a martial or like a pseudo-martial, okay? You kind of cast with your action, right? You have an option to bonus attack. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way exactly. You know, when I first saw this, I thought what you can do is attack, like cast with your action, and then you'll still have your bonus action to use War Priest. But as you can see here, it says unarmed or attack, like weapon attacks. You can then attack with your bonus action. What this more or less is like we don't want you to be a marshal, but we want you to role play as one. So if you choose to use your action as a main attack, right, you'll still be able to attack again, but a limited amount of times per long rest, and we'll talk about that, right? So it's still meant to be more like you're devoted to being a caster, but based on how you build it and what your perks are here, you're still definitely geared towards being not only a good caster, but also a weapon user, right? You're a war cleric. You're supposed to be like a frontlines caster who can go in, and you should be able to think about that and build around that, and we did. So I'll show you, especially with, you know, considerations to multi-class, but I'm also trying to show you pure class too. Okay, so yeah, this gives you the option to attack bonus attack and pretend like, oh look, I have the extra attack martial feature. Okay, you're more of a frontline focused spellcaster. Get in there, you know, you can fight with the best of them. You're allowed to have heavy armor or medium armor, and you just stand there with good armor class and just dish out damage while still kind of like pooping on things with Spirit Guardians. Spirit Guardians is an excellent crazy spell, especially if you upcast it and build around it. So you're definitely there for dealing damage, but also based on Cleric's repertoire and their spell list, you're there for control and you're there for damage dealing. So yes, it's definitely a good spell class, subclass, if only for subtleties like Hold Monster, which you wouldn't have realized, wait, Cleric doesn't get that? Okay. Spirit Guardians is absolutely disgusting. It's good on any Cleric, obviously, but here, you know, you're more of a frontline fighter because of that heavy armor. And then there's just little perks I'll go over in the builds, okay? Divine Favor, I'll give some commentary on it. Speaking of commentary, what's my take on it? If you do care for my opinion, here it is. If not, just skip over it to the builds. But this is going to kind of come in, like, in handy, right? First off, I think War Cleric is cool. I love it. It's not my favorite thing ever. I do like that it has some personality with that little, like, trying to be a marshal. It overall succeeds, but I think this is supposed to gear you towards, you know, be a caster first, and then if the situation allows it, use your weapons. If you wanted to be a marshal, go play a marshal. However, okay, War Priest, I would like to see this changed. I think it should have less charges. Wait. Why should it have less charges? You're level 12 cleric. 6 charges is plenty. No. Hold on. I just think it should have less charges, but come back on short rest. This is really dumb. Incentivize me the same way to be like a caster, but like maybe 3 or 4 on a short rest, the more I invest in it, you know, obviously. Or maybe like swords, or like bards, you know, at a certain point, these charges go up, you know, they become short rest resource rather than the long rest. I mean, I thought that's how it was going to be when I first tried War Cleric, and I was a little disappointed. Or just skip all that crap and just make it a full martial. The case here is that Swords Bard at level 6, they delay their martial extra attack, okay? But as a subclass that gives you extra attack at level 6 and some other great perks, right? You're still a full bard, a full spellcaster. It's kind of insane. And we're about to get the same thing for wizards with Bladesinger. Bladesinger is insane. If you go check out my preview video on that, and I'll be doing another video. In fact, it'll be on my first run in patch 8 on stream, okay? So because of this, I really don't see how... I'm not here to throw shade at the devs, whether it's D&D or BG3, but like, can we change this? This is kind of dumb because of these. Otherwise, just do my little idea here, but okay, whatever. I guess somebody will mod it, or I'll mod it, whatever. Proficiencies are excellent. Like I said, for being a full caster, the fact that you can go all the way up to heavy armor gives you tons of options. It doesn't mean you need to use armor. In fact, you could just use mage armor and then some like cloth gear, right? And you still get plenty of armor class. I've done it plenty of times, okay? But yeah, it just means you have way more options, which is very valuable. Same thing with the weapons. Because I have martial weapons, I can get something like the Moonlight Glaive and not waste a feat or try to get some specific racial to get polearm, okay? If I have polearm, what I can do is get a feat like Sentinel or Great Weapon Master or both, or polearm Mastery, and you can mix all of those. And so you can utilize your reactionary opportunity attacks, right? And so when it's not your turn, you can attack with your weapon because you're kind of like a martial. And when it is your turn, you can use your actions or resources to cast spells or help your allies, okay? So you're always got a card to play, and you're always doing something even when it's not your turn, when it's because of this tiny little detail, to be honest, okay? Divine Favor, if we weren't modding it, like I said, it's concentration. This is kind of a big deal because it makes it kind of poo-poo. in the early game, though, it does have a use, right? If you're trying to build a character, there is no way to add Radiant onto your weapon, like Drake Throat or Magical Weapon or something. This is really the only way in the early game, level 1, you're going to have to blow a bonus action, a level 1 spell slot, your concentration, but you will have Radiant damage. So if you were building something like Radiant Orbs with this gear, okay, here's your solution until you find a weapon that has innate Radiant damage on it, and then it kind of drops off like a rock, okay? But it has its uses, or even in multi-class, you know, it might... I've found ways to use it. It's not the best thing, but whatever. Guided Strike support is very powerful, very cool. It's not the best Divine Channel Divinity thingy, but I mean, it fits the whole identity of like War Cleric, right? You're divinely blessing someone with the ability to land their hits, and later on it becomes something somebody else can have that blessing, not just you. Okay, it does blow your reaction, but whatever. Okay, that could be changed. That's my opinion on that, but whatever. It's kind of cool, right? And then if you combo that, like if you land a hit, you do have the Divine Strike. So if it was you kind of getting that one important hit in, right, you can end up using your Guiding Strike, getting your little like wannabe smite here. Okay, Magic Weapon. Why did I laugh at it? Because it sucks. Okay, it just straight up sucks. Magic Weapon, Elemental Weapons suck. What you want is the Drake Throat. Okay, but since we're doing Radiant builds here, none of that even matters. Drake Throat is the only Magic Weapon, Elemental Weapon buff that would stick around till long rest with no concentration, which makes you go, if that's in the game and I have to buy a weapon to do that, right? Why can't the classes that come with Magic Weapon and Elemental Weapon just have that? I'll blow a spell slot. Hell, I'll blow a level 4 or even a level 6 if, especially on War Cleric, if level 6 gives me a +3 to accuracy and damage and makes my weapon magical damage, I will blow a level 4, level 6 spell slot for my War Priest to enhance its war capabilities on weapon attacks, okay? But because it's a concentration, you'd rather be using Spirit Guardians, or maybe Crusader's Mantle, or you were trying to do the Divine Favor buff, or whatever. It's really stupid, right? Like, rather be Hold Person or Monster on concentration, since that's really the power of Cleric and War Cleric right there, okay? If you do a mod like I did, so we're using this in the current run on stream, I love this mod because it gets rid of concentration on Divine Favor, Magic Weapon, Elemental Weapon, and a few other things, so that you can concentrate on the real meta stuff. And it doesn't even have to be meta, it just makes common sense. Why am I going to use concentration on Magic Weapon when there's loads of ways to get Magic Weapon effect? Arcane Synergy, for instance, makes your weapon magical, gives you your Wisdom buff to your weapon, right? Why am I going to do that? I'm not. Okay, so if you get rid of the concentration, okay, I'll blow some spell slots on that. Even a level 2 spell slot to get a +1/+1. Okay, so Crusader's Mantle is questionably not that good. I used it for fun because, hell, I can get free recharges on an Act 3 cape here. Every short rest I can get a free use of the spell. Not too bad because it is, I think, a level 3 spell, right? So instead of blowing my level 3 spell slots, I can use my cape. That's cool. But why would I? Because again, even on Halsin's multiclass here, I'll just use Spirit Guardians. It's just better. And like, I already have Radiant on my weapon at this point, so like, whatever. But you know what? It affects the team, so maybe there's a excuse that it could do more damage, right? Maybe if everybody's using Radiant damage effects, like, that's good. It's debatable, and I'm not gonna like poop on it the same way I'm gonna poop on Magic Weapon, but you know, even in this mod it still retains its concentration, and it probably should. It just probably should do like 1d8 or something significant to everybody. That'd be wild, right? Divine Strike is like a free mini smite, so you don't get it on a multi-class like this. This is really incentive for those who want to go deeper into their Cleric subclass. So I've talked about investing deep into the subclass. Is this a feature you would want to really invest deeply into it? No, this is more like, you know, icing on top. Hey, I went this far into Cleric, at least I get this, okay? But this would play a little bit better into your Cleric builds, because normally, I don't know how useful this is on Cleric, but at least as a War Cleric, you're probably going to be using your weapon. And like I said, if you get like a reactionary opportunity attack, right, you add a little more damage to your attack. And depending on that weapon type, it could be doing critical or double damage, right? So actually, I think it's more valuable here than any other subclass for clerics. And hold monster! I can't stress this enough. So this bypasses the whole need to build for crit. It is a level 5 slot, so, you know, don't burn those too often. But something as, let's just say in that little mini scenario, something like the, what's it called? Something like the Titan Steel Watchers are a little bit of a headache because they resist and they hit and they maim and all this crap. So if you can control something like that, like a boss that can be held monster, right? That's a big deal. Okay? Otherwise use scrolls for it. But it's nice that it's an option for war clerics, and clerics should probably get that. So it gives war clerics a little something extra. By the way, before we get into the builds, I want to tell you something from my experience using war charges. They're very annoying. Very annoying. The way they're coded is they'll keep getting in the way of your extra attack. If you have a martial that can attack twice, this will keep trying to get in the way. So blow your bonus action first, or like after your first attack, right? So have a B action ready so that you don't blow and waste these, because again, the frustration with these is not only do they keep jumping in like, hey, use me, but you want to use them sparingly because they're once per long rest. This is another reason why they should really be modified or modded or whatever, or officially patched to be a little different. I don't know. Anyway, build time. That's what you came for, right? Skip ahead to this. Hey, you who's skipping around in the video, over here. Okay, so build time. Let's start with the pure example. What I'm going to do, as usual, back it up. As this loads in, this is something I've used in honor mode. I think it was my second honor run. It was a priest of Saloon, whatever you know, it was the Dawnbringer, okay? So it's the feats are Sentinel. This is very important. Great Weapon Master, which could be Polearm Master, and there's a reason why you would want to combo these two. They combo together. Sentinel also combos together with Polearm Mastery. In fact, you could have all three if you were willing to give up a little wisdom for this, okay? So just keep that in mind. What Sentinel's going to do for us is when it's not our turn, we're still going to get our weapon attack in, which is a benefit of, what do you call them? It's like a whole key point of using War Cleric, right? And you're not going to burn your limited war charges here, okay? So, with that being said, we have Sentinel, so we can... Well, let me just go over what Sentinel does, because it's kind of critical here. Remember that Sentinel is Snare, so if you do get that opportunity attack, you're controlling the environment. You're not only getting a weapon attack, but they can't get past you. So if you run up next to them on your turn, especially with something like Spirit Guardians, they try to get out of there, they're going to get hit, they're going to get stuck, and they're going to get hit with Spirit Guardians again, getting more value for you. And it controls your backline from getting hit, okay? You also have advantage on those opportunity attacks. And if someone actually gets hit near you, like an ally, you'll be able to use your reaction right then and there and get that advantage opportunity attack, right? So I like this with Cleric in general. I like it more with... War Cleric, because again, you get those proficiencies, better setup for getting in the front line to do something like this. Otherwise, it's a little dangerous that your caster is running into the front medium line. And it just gives you more control so that when it's your turn, you're going to be casting or positioning or controlling with Control Monster, right? So, Sentinel, Wisdom, gets you more spell save DC, so on and so forth. We're going to use the Strength Elixir to kind of stat man here. We can focus all in on Wisdom, keep good Constitution, even some Dex because we're using medium armor, and that gives us some initiative, some armor class. Okay, but we're going to use Strength so that we can max out, get full value out of our Strength weapon here. Because unfortunately, we don't have like a packed weapon in order to use our Wisdom as a weapon, okay? We do have Radiant Orb stuff, so if we hit them with our Radiant damage, any kind of Radiant damage, they're going to get Radiant Orbs, and once again, that controls the situation while dealing damage and controlling, making things safer for us, right? That's a big deal. It's roll compression. It's very important to do stuff like that, okay? Also, if we inflict a condition like Radiant Orbs, we're going to add Arcane Synergy to our weapon, which means +5 to that opportunity attack on here. So that's more damage, and it becomes magical if it wasn't already. Okay, and we do have spell save DC gear, so we actually have some good spell save to land our hits. We use a polearm. It's very important with Sentinel. Doesn't mean you have to do that, but it's probably the best option because look at the range on your Sentinel weapon. Okay, it's much further. I can hit all the way out here. So that gives me a lot more opportunities to hit people. Okay, so damage and control is the name of the game with this build. cast on your turn, position yourself, and then a weapon attack on their turn, which will lock them down and keep them into something as dangerous as the Spirit Guardians that you just set up, okay? And then with Radiant Orbs and any Radiant damage you do, you're also controlling the environment with that Radiant Orbs support, okay? So support other marshals with your Divine Channel. What I mean by that is you can support other marshals. So your team could heavily be martial while you still have a full caster on your team, and you can guide their attacks 2 times per short rest, 3 if you have this amulet. Well, just say 2 for now. Okay, so every short rest per fight, basically, you're going to have this channel divinity charge ready to support them or your attacks. And yes, I ran this in honor mode. This is this is how you'd make honor mode easy. Anyway, let's just get right into it. I'm going to save. Make this example. I may not be able to use everything in this example, but like I said, what you do is pop this guy open. If you were using a mod like this, you can actually make his weapon more accurate and powerful. Look at that. That's pretty cool. And then we can actually drop a powerful Spirit Guardians and get to work. What we'll do is, since we have good spell save DC, we can actually hit with Sacred Miss. Ready? Bam. I thought you said that never hits. All right. So check it out. So we did use our action, right? And we have to weapon attack to use our bonus action. So what we can do is walk up to him, right? And be like, bring it on. And our Deva right here can reposition. He's a little more accurate because his weapon right now has a +2 bonus to accuracy and damage, and it does magical damage. So that's cool. All right, so maybe he'll have a lot better accuracy. 75 is pretty good. And it hits like a truck because of that divine damage. It's the power of mods where you don't have to concentrate on something dumb like magic weapon. Oh no, we're maimed. It's a-okay with us. All right. Impero, baby. Alright. Come here. I'm gonna Shrek him. Alright. So, looks like the odds are stacked against us, huh? Well, even with 18 armor class, let me show you why you probably never get hit. Especially on melee. Okay, so, this thing is very powerful. Especially because you can upcast it with a level 12 spellcaster. Now, everybody just took Radiant Orbs. 6, 6, and 6. This guy was already having Radiant Orbs. And in fact, I can kind of heal with bonus action. I can give everybody a decent heal. Cool. Alright. Here we go. I'm maimed, so no longer maimed. That's pretty cool. And then, like I said, with the extra accuracy, you can just bonk this guy. Let's just use a normal attack here. That's 1 down. Alright. Fly down here. Woo, whoop. If you stay in my range, you're going to get hit with the Radiant Orbs. If you try to run out of my range, I'm going to hit you. No, no. Uh-oh, but if also you hit my target, my ally, I can also hit you for a free attack on reaction, get a bonus Divine Strike, and you take more Radiant Orbs. So making it less likely you're going to hit me or him the next time. Not on my watch. And if you walk into range, you take that Radiant Orb damage. Nice. Okay, we have pretty good concentration. Ooh. 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 Alright. Keep walking into it, dummy. Alright, so, as before, what I can do now, though, is if I want to go full martial just for a little bit, right? I have to use these sparingly, but I can if I want to. So I can walk up to him. Oh, I'm about to miss. I can guide my strike or my ally. Okay, use my Divine Charge. With Great Weapon Master, instead of blowing another extra attack charge, I can be conservative with them and still get more hits in on my turn. Look at that. Okay, and once again, I can reposition myself, get more Radiant Orbs in, more damage in, and so on and so forth. Okay, and then I can't move. Oh no, it's okay. Sucks. I didn't realize he was maimed, but whatever. Maybe he'll miss because of the Radiant Orbs. I'll get my opportunity. He'll have to stay here. Get my Divine Strike. So now he's stuck. He can't move again. So there's a lot of control going on here. This is why I think this setup on War Cleric is just crazy. And you're you know, it's one of my favorite kind of things. Spellcasters who are also marshals or spellblades or battle mages, whatever category you want to put them in. But I love that. And remember, a lot of my... Ooh, so my turn starts, you're within my radius, I get some damage off on you. Alright, buddy, let me go ahead and give you a mini heal. That way, you can get unmaimed. Now you don't have to be stuck there. And then, of course, you could do some other spells or whatnot. But what I wanted to show is... Okay, if I hit this guy, I likely won't kill him. Alright, I should be able to use... Oh, I used my bonus action. Okay. But, I think we can actually stretch this just enough. I can get you. Yeah, I'll take it. Whatever. I can take it. I'm maimed now. Damn it! Alright, whatever. So, let's go over here. I'm still maimed, or what happened? Mobile? Oh, I'm ensnared this time. Okay. Is that from you? Get out of here. Ooh, nice try. Oh no. Oh no. Just like, please don't hit me with all that crap. Alright. Okay. So let me go back over to my buddy. What I can do is heal both of us. With my bonus action. Run back over here. Probably burn this guy. Uh-oh. Oh no. Critical hit on him. That's fine. Like I said, we can still hit with a martial attack. Divine strike it. Cool. That guy's finished. Sorry. He's okay. He's got a lot of HP. Alright. And you can just see how crazy, like, Spirit Guardians is. Because say I couldn't reach him, I could also just dash. Right? There we go. Alright, in this case, I think you're dead, but... Yeah, and then I would just use my bonus action, or if I got lucky, or I got a kill, I can use another bonus action without burning my charges. But, like, crazy. Now put this person on a team, and they're freaking wild. Alright, anyway. Alright, so let's kind of speed things up. I'll try and, well, I don't want to, because there's so much cool stuff you can do with this freaking subclass. And alright, anyway. Just get to it. I'm going to show you Halsin. He's a fighter 6, a war 6. This is a pure split right down the middle, okay? So if you're looking for a multi-class, it's pretty simple to do, especially because 6 fighter will still let you have 4 feats between these two, okay? Something I like about fighter multi-classes. So let's get this out. Ungroup. Halsin, come over here. Okay. Halsin himself is a bit of a beast, and you can think of this guy as like an alt paladin. I'll try and speed through this, but since we're using heavy armor and strength, no dex, I really want alert. Gives me initiative. Right here. So I'm not like sitting there in last turn usually. I can actually add like a bow to get myself 3 more initiative if I wanted. 2 wisdom because ultimately I still want to spellcast reliably. 18's pretty good. Okay, great weapon master. You could take this build a lot of different ways, like Arcane Acuity, Arcane Synergy, stuff like that. What I did is I used this pretty underrated helmet because if I do radiant damage, first off, if they miss an attack against me, they get a dexterity saving throw and potentially take radiant damage. This is a funny interaction because even if I don't get the saving throw against them, if they miss, they're likely to take reverb, and if they take reverb, it's going to be really easy to hit them with dexterity saving throw stuff, okay? So it's easier to hit them with Sacred Flame, for instance, or any of my dex spells, right? But just in general, reverb sucks when you hit them with it. Also, every time I hit them, since I'm using a radiant weapon, or I can divine favor, I can mantle the team, right? Anytime I hit them with radiant damage, what's going to happen is they take reverb, okay? Because these gloves, radiant damage, reverb. If they take a condition, they get more reverb. And if I bless myself, remember I said bonus actions are important to conserve these charges. So if you don't want to blow your bonus action, have something ready. Whispering Promise is a good option because you can be action with the Potion of Healing, right? And that's going to give you Bless, which is going to help your accuracy with Great Weapon Master. And here's another trick, right? If you don't want to blow your bonus action here, there's Mystic Scoundrel. This will let you use your hold spell on bonus action. So if you hit them with a weapon, you can now hold weapon, and then you can turn this on and off to use that more efficiently, okay? You can also do crazy things like level 3 Spirit Guardians, not as strong, but it will cause reverb because guess what? it causes radiant damage. So you'll be doing like AoE damage. So this is like an alt paladin. It's not really all about the smiting, but it is pretty crusader-like. We have alert, like I said, initiative, 2 wisdom, great weapon master for some real chunky hits on our weapon attacks. We have the hero elixir, and that's pretty much it for bonuses. I don't have the hag bonus, so if you really wanted this in your main character, you can get that strength all the way up to 20 natty. Ooh, no elixirs here. Okay, so hero elixir gives us more bless accuracy on our attacks and stuff. We have the reverb stuff, like I said. We do get arcane synergy. No, we don't have arcane synergy, my bad. You could add it in if you were willing to put the ring or the helmet on. We do have the scoundrel ring is what I was talking about. So we can use our bonus action to hold people. We have a two-hander, so we can use great weapon fighting style and great weapon master combo. Titan string bow, just in case you need a ranged option. It's not going to be very accurate as compared to your weapon, but it does use your strength bonus for the damage. And then you have heavy armor, so you are pretty good for armor class. If you use something like the amulet of greater health, you have great concentration because you have advantage on it, and you have the constitution bonus right here, so you have plus 13 and you have massive health and all that stuff. Okay, so playstyle is just mantle up, get the F in there and beat the crap out of them. Okay, reverb hits, use your battle master skills to keep evasion, okay, or cause advantage on your attacks, or just, you know, heal yourself up. Or we even have riposte on reaction, which is awesome. Okay, riposte is cool because you'll blow a battle master superiority die, but you'll get a hit in on reaction, so you can counterattack when they miss you. And when they miss you, they take reverb damage and possibly radiant damage right there. Okay, so this is a really cool set, very unique. I have not used it in honor mode, but I can definitely tell you, if you just go fighter first and then cleric, this is a real cool mix-up. Okay, so yeah, use your bonus action to heal, buff, and stuff. You don't waste your battle war charges. And then they attack, they miss, they burn, you repost. Okay, so without further ado, shut up. Here we go. What I said I wanted to do is come over here. If I bonk him, right? What I did is I turned off Great Weapon Master manually, right? So it's more accurate, like that. And then now I could use my hold spell as a bonus action, but I guess the game said, no, screw you. Alright, we'll try that again in a moment. But what I can do, if I'm going to miss with Great Weapon Master and this, you can get advantage on hit, so it's much more accurate. And if you hit, you do tons of damage, right? Awesome. Also, we'll turn that off if they try to hit me. I'll repost them. We'll see what happens, alright? And you two just sit over here. Don't get in combat. Don't you dare go after him. Nice, you hit me. Hit, miss, miss, miss. Oh, I wanted to. We have so much HP on this build, it's crazy. So we're like a zealot or a crusader. If you miss, you still get the reverb. And if you miss bad enough, I do the damage and you fall down, okay? So, that is hilarious. And if they're falling down, they have advantage, right? So I can like slam them right now. Be crazy. Here we go. Bonk. Okay, and now I have the hold spell or even command spell. Alright, so I can be like, you sit. Ah, I missed. Oh well. There we go. I still get advantage on prone targets, but also I'm a fighter. I have action surge. So let's try this one more time. There we go. Bonk. And bonk. Uh-oh, I'm about to miss. I can guide my strike. Hit anyway. Okay, that's just the martial side of things. If we short rest, we get blast. Okay. Come over here. Like I said, we can even do something like Spirit Guardians. Say, hey, what's up? Bonk. Now we get reverb. And remember, every hit is reverb. Every miss against us is reverb, right? And every Spirit Guardians is reverb. So we have a lot of reverb. Reverb really helps with those physical saving throws. And our concentration saving throws are crazy. So even if we get hit, it's likely not to drop this. And this is a huge buff since it's causing reverb and radiant damage and all that. Yeah, come on, buddy. Hit me. I'm right here in your face. Oh, you died. Oh no, you got the reverb, almost died. But let's go ahead. Let's see. Because I don't have concentration on this, I can blow this as my bonus action. That means I conserve this for now. I'm gonna go for action surge again. I actually have decent accuracy on this for a ranged attack, but screw it. I'm just gonna slam you. Oh god! if I had a bonus action again, I can be conservative with the additional attack from Great Weapon Master. So what I'll do is turn this off, run over here. I got hit, I'm maimed, that kind of sucks, but I can always throw one of these down and heal myself. Alright, because I want to give chase to this stupid ranger. There we go. Oh, you fell down. I can choose to turn this on and off, but we'll see what happens. I'll keep it off for now, more accuracy. Ugh, throw weapon. Oh, you missed. Reverb. Oh, you came back in. Reverb. Oh, radiant damage. Oh! Spirit Guardians. Opportunity attack. Burst up. Boom. Got some more. Yeah. Something I like about this helmet is it can constantly keep happening, and it doesn't cost you a reaction. Okay. So once again, I'm even a fighter, so I can heal myself. Bing! I get blessed from that, so that's pretty cool. Alright, let's run over here. Uh-oh. You miss. Reverb. Haha. Alright. Turn this back on. With the bless, I'm more likely to hit. Alright. And then quicken incantations, so if I had my bonus action, we could do that. Scoundrel tech. Bonk! Alright, now, what I'm going to do is evasive footwork. Still have plenty of die to use, so let's use them, because those come back on short rest. Riposte? Oh, you missed! You take reverb, and I hit you with the riposte! Oh! He's done. Nice. Spirit Guardians once again. And then it just becomes a war of attrition between me and this guy, huh? So, let's go ahead and get advantage on our Great Weapon Master hit. Bonk. Now, I'm going to use... Oh, okay. I ran out of my bonus action. Alright, we'll just keep hitting them. Just keep hitting them. We'll just keep hitting them. That's nice, robot. But you're not going to win. Opportunity attacks. Get some more reverb going. Now, we can just keep slamming them, slamming them, and 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 slamming them, slamming them, and slamming them. I can guide my strike and slamming them. And there we go. See, I used my bonus action. Ran out of superiority dice. The cool thing is, let's go ahead and blow this robot up. Boom! And then if you just short rest, you're going to get your charges back, if I used it, right? And your superiority dice. So both of your recharges. We're also deep enough into Cleric that we get 2 of these, so 2 guided strikes, and we can use them on other people. And we have superiority dice. So honestly, very healthy usage of your resources here, both short and long rest resources. Alright, shut up, Garson. Move on. Alright, the level 1 dip. And this is a lot simpler, so I'll just get to it. I might not try to kill everything with this, but we have volley, so we'll see. What do we get in that? Oh my god. We're so close to an hour. Hold on. Wrap it up. I promise. We'll get it done. Dude, I love this. I love this subclass. I gotta show it off. Alright. So, Jaheira here is something I really like. This is the Holy Ranger. It's coming from like a War Priestess setup, so you can do this a few different ways. But this is a level 1 dip, which I will talk about in the future in a different video. Let's come over here. Got you here. I'm gonna get right into the action, and I'll break it down for you. So, save this too. Alright, so we have a lot of utility here, but we also have Long Strider. We have Rhapsody enhancing our attacks. We have the Legendary Bow anyway, and so on and so forth. Like I said, if you didn't have to concentrate on this, or if you were just leveling up with this 1 level dip into Cleric, War Cleric specifically, you get Divine Favor. So right off the bat at level 2, you'd be 1 Ranger or Fighter. And 1 Cleric, and you'd have your little Divine Archer, because you can add this to your attacks. Okay? And then you can start hitting people with Radiant damage. So if you're building for Radiant Orbs or anything like that, you can do it with a bow build. Right? All because of 1 Cleric. Alright? And later on, when you get this badass weapon, this actually adds Radiant damage to the rest of your hits while doing like a Guiding Bolt on an attack. It's super cool. Right? And then also, now you have Volley. So like, you can hit everything with all that damage. It's super cool. Alright. Do you get it? It's cool! And so I just use one of my very limited War Priest actions, so just keep track of that as you're going through a long rest period. Maybe you don't care, maybe you use like a bunch of spellcasters on this team anyway. So like I said, we can use Volley if we need to. We're up close. Okay, let's get out of there. We have good armor class, no problemo with Radiant Orbs. We can make it even worse for accuracy. Okay. Or I could speed myself up with haste. There we go. And I can just keep blasting them. Boom! Alright. And that's really good because now I'm spreading the radiant orbs all across multiple targets while doing tons of damage. We talked about volley in the last video too. So pew pew! And a pew pew! And because I'm hasted, I get more actions. If you want to go for bloodlust, you can get even more actions. In honor mode, more actions is actually very powerful even though it got nerfed, right? So I think you kind of get the point here. I'll reload. Kind of talk about our build real quick so I'm not leaving you in the dust. Because of this multi-class, okay, because of Ranger, you're only going to be able to get 2 feats, so naturally you get Sharpshooter, tons of damage, 10 damage on your hit, especially with Volley. And then you have 2 Dex for more accuracy and damage and armor class and initiative. Dex is great. We have Vigilance, but you could have gone like Bloodlust or Heroism or something like that. I just wanted the initiative because I couldn't get it from this. And she has tons of initiative now. +9 is crazy good. Okay, so gear, just like our War Cleric 12, we have our Radiant Orb set. Not entirely devoted to that. It's just so that our weapon attacks can do, once they do radiant damage, they'll do bonus radiant damage and add Radiant Orbs. We're really more concerned with having armor class from the chest, but also Rhapsody's here is going to add more accuracy and damage. So you'll be definitely hitting with that thing. Arcane Synergy, since you're applying a condition, you'll actually get your wisdom, your +4 to damages, and it'll make your arrow attacks magical. And as an archer, you do have the option of like Slayer arrows and stuff. I just don't have it on this build. So yeah, you have radiant stuff, you have the arcane synergy, you do have the speed boots because like I said, to keep these conservative, since when you really need them, you can be using your bonus action to dash around the field and get more movement. Okay. You have the legendary bow, because if you shoot this off per short rest, you can use this awesome attack. And then from there on, your ranged weapon attacks by this weapon are going to have additional radiant damage. So you're really a radiant archer. It's awesome. So heavy armor if you want to, but we're using medium armor. Okay. Medium armor can get the bonuses from dexterity. So heavy medium armor, especially with this. Rhapsody adds attack and accuracy to everything we do basically. And Khaled's gives you like, it's fitting for Jaheira, but it gives you 1 more wisdom, so you can actually go to 18 dex, which is plenty, and 18 wisdom, which is plenty. And you can even build for like acuity, so you can get some better spell save. Okay, playstyle, you saw it, volley. Use your B action to conserve your bonus attack, and when you really need it, you can attack more. It's a radiant bow user. That's the point. I like it. I like war priestesses kind of builds, and magical archers in general. But yeah, I use this on a fighter 11 in honor mode, so I know this could work because you just trade out the 3rd attack for volley on Ranger. Did I make it? Did we do this under an hour? Almost. Okay, before an hour. Oh, I'm about to beat the challenge. Okay, if you like these builds, if you want to know how to level them up, come watch the streams. The more people we have in the streams, the more fun we have. Sadly, I don't have any war clerics or really any clerics on my team this run, but honor mode is awesome. I love playing it. If you have questions, just ask in the comments or come join the stream. Ask in live chat. If something confused you here, I'll answer it. I like answering it. And I get really good comments that teach me a thing or two. Okay, so who's our sponsor? You are! Thank you so much for watching. If you want to support the channel, we'll talk about some other time. But basically, memberships are open. That's how I kind of, keep the channel going. But otherwise, just watching is good enough for me. So thank you so much. I did it. I got it under an hour. Oh my God. I'll try and make the next one under 50 minutes. I'll see you next time. Bye!